Yo, what is up? So in this tutorial, we're gonna be setting up our base character to use our base metahuman that we made, and yeah, that's pretty much all we're gonna be doing. So let's just hop into it. So the first thing we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be kind of optimizing our metahuman a little bit first. So you want to hop into your metahumans folder, your first character that you've made, and then we're gonna open this bad boy up. Alright, so we're going to hop over here into the viewport so we can see them. And first thing we're going to do in here is we're going to scroll down under the components. We're going to go to LOD sync and we're going to set the minimum LOD to 4. You could set this higher if you want, but I tend to do 4 because this is kind of what works best with my PC and like the quality. And all this does is, you know, changes the LOD quality. If you have it up all the way to what it was before, it just, you know, changes the LODs. Obviously, the higher the LOD, the more expensive it's going to be. So I tend to use 4 for the minimum. So we'll do that. Then we'll compile and save. And then the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be kind of optimizing the textures because this uses a lot of textures at a higher resolution that is pretty unnecessary. So what we're going to do, so we're going to hop over here to the body right here. We're going to go into the material and we'll go into the color main. And in the last video, I said that if you download at medium quality, it downloaded at 2K. I was wrong. It downloads at 4K, which means highest downloads at 8K. So what we're going to do here is we're going to change all the textures to not be 4K. You can leave them 4K if you want, but I would recommend, you know, bumping them down if you don't have a great computer. So we're just going to go down here to advanced. We're going to open that up, and right here where it says maximum texture size, we're going to change this to 2042 or 2048. I mean, yeah, 2048, so that way it goes to 2K. And we're just going to close this one out. We're going to go down to the underwear. This one's already 2K, but I'm going to bump it down to 1K. So we'll bump that down to 1K. Then we're gonna go to the mask. We're gonna bump this down to 1K. So basically, the way I do this is basically anything that isn't the main color or the normal. I set at 1K, but all of the base colors and normals I tend to set at 2K. So we're gonna open the normal up. That's already 2K, so we don't really need to do anything there. We're gonna scroll down to the roughness main. And we're going to bump this down to 1K. Then the cavity main, we'll bump that down to 1K, 1024. And we're good with that one. So let's go to the feet. The feet aren't really going to be a big deal because we're not going to be using these boots and stuff. But we're going to go ahead and change the textures of them anyways. So we'll just open this up. Go to the ambient occlusion. We're going to bump this down to 1K, 1024. Then the custom stitch, we're going to bump that down to 1024. The masks, we're going to bring down to 1024. The normal here, it's set to 2K, and that's fine. I'm gonna go down to the macro right here. We're gonna go into that one. We're gonna bump that down to 1K, 1024. The detailed normal, that one's set to 2K, so we can leave that alone. And then we'll close this one out. Then we're gonna go down to legs. We don't have anything because it's all one mesh. It's all just one body. We'll look at torso. We don't have anything for the same reason. Then we're gonna go to face. And we're gonna open the top material here. We're gonna go to eyes, lips right here. We're gonna bump all of these down to 1K. The foundation, bump that down to 1K. The baked groom, we're gonna bump that down to 1K. This one, we're gonna bump down to 1K. Detailed, that we can leave alone. The color main, that's already 1K, so that's fine. All of these will be the same, so you don't have to open those up. I'm going to scroll way down to the highlights mask. That one's 128, so we can leave that alone. The normal main, that's 2K, we can leave that alone. And down here, roughness main, that's 1K, so we can leave that alone. And the face cavity, that's 2K. We're going to bump that down to 1K. And we can close that one out. And then we want to check this one. This is going to be like the teeth and stuff, so we'll open that up. And we'll go down to the parent. We'll open the parent up. And we'll open that parent up. And actually, for this, we'll leave this alone for now. I'll show you another way of just finding all of that, an easier way. So we'll just leave that alone for now. And yeah, we'll leave the rest of those alone. So the other way I'm going to show you for finding you know, textures that might be taking up a lot of resources. Go ahead and pull the character into the world. And we're going to go into tools up here. We're going to go down to audit. Then we're going to go down to statistics. And right here, it's basically just going to, you know, this is mainly used for optimization purposes. So you can go and open the primitive stats here. We're going to go to texture stats. And that'll open up all the textures that are in the world. And as you can see, we can set this to be organized by, you know, from highest to lowest by hitting current dimensions. And you see right here, the teeth and gums texture is set to 4K, so we're gonna hop in there. And honestly, with the teeth and gums, it's so small and so unnoticeable. We're gonna set these to 1K, so 1024. So close that out, and every time you do that, you kind of have to hit current dimensions again, and then it'll reset all of these. So we're gonna go to the teeth color right here. We're gonna bump this down to 1K as well because it's so unnoticeable. It doesn't need to be 2K. You could probably honestly get away with, you know, 512. So we'll hit current dimensions. Face normal, we'll leave that alone. Face baked, and let's take a look at that. Yeah, this right here, we're gonna bump down to 1K. We'll save. So we'll hit current dimensions. Eyelashes right here. We'll open that up. It's, yeah, 2K. We don't need that to be 2K, so we'll bump that down to 1K. And this is something that's also so small, you could probably get away with, like, you know, 512. But we'll use 1K. Hit the current dimensions. T-sclera right here. We'll go into that. This is part of the eyes. Right here. That's 2K. We're going to bump that down to 1K. So yeah, basically anything that isn't going to be like super majorly noticeable on the, you know, base colors and normals, we're going to bump those down to 1K as well. So we'll hit current dimensions here. Teeth sharp. Go into that. We'll bump this down to 1K. And then we'll close that down. Hit current dimensions. T veins. Let's look at this. That's 2048. We're going to bump that down to 1024. And we'll save and close that out. Hit current dimensions. Teeth mask right here. We'll go into this. 2048. We're going to bump that down to we're going to bump that down to 1024. And we'll save and close, and we'll hit current dimensions. Then let's see what this is. Boots normal, teeth normal. We'll bump that down to 1024. Save and close that out. I'm gonna hit the current dimensions. Let's find tiling noise. I'm not sure. Let's look at that. Yeah, we could bump that down to 1K. And we'll close that out. Hit the current dimensions. Let's see. Macro, what is this? Is it a part of Metahumans? It is, so we'll hop into that. Actually, I think this is a... We'll leave that one alone. I think that's a part of the close, I think. So we'll leave that alone. So let's hit current dimensions. Face baked. We'll go into this right here. We'll bump this down to 1024. And we'll hit current dimensions. Macro, we'll leave that alone. T-sclera normal right here. We'll bump this down to 1024. Save and close at current dimensions. And we're almost done here. Face normal, boots. Alright, yeah, I think we are done. Should be able to leave the rest of that alone. So yeah, basically the idea is anything that's not, you know, base color or the normal, we're, you know, setting to 1K. And anything that is base color and normal, we're going to set to 2K. And then anything that is base color and normal that isn't going to be, you know, super noticeable, like tiny little details in the eyes or like eyelashes and stuff like that, you want to bump it down. That's going to help you optimize by like a lot. So, yeah. So now we're pretty much good to go and set this up as our player character. So we're going to hop over here into our third person blueprint, go into blueprints, go into the player character. We're going to go into the viewport, and we're going to change the mesh right here to be our skeletal mesh of our metahuman. So we're going to open up our metahumans. We're going to go into our first character here. We're going to find, where is it at? Is it previews? No. Let's see, male, medium, normal weight, body. I don't think it's this one because we're missing the feet on that one. We want to find the one that has the feet because it gets rid of the boots. So let's just find that. What we can do is we can just grab the body, and I think there's an easier way of finding it that way. So we'll open up your metahuman character, go to the body, hit the search right here, and then it will take you to that one. And then we're going to open up the third person character, go to the mesh, hit the arrow key next to the skeletal mesh right here, and then that'll set that one as the mesh. And then we're gonna open this up, and then you'll see there's an M_medium narrow body preview. We're gonna set it to that because that gives us feet without the boots. So that's how we kind of deal with the thing from, you know, having boots, so we can change the boots and the feet and stuff. We do need to fix the material though, so let's hop back into our character over here. We're gonna grab the material, so go to the body, and then go to the materials, element 0, hit the magnifying glass here. Then we'll go back to the third person character, and then we're just gonna hit the little back arrow here, and that'll give us the materials like that. And for now, we're gonna hop back into our metahuman, and we're gonna grab the feet, legs, and torso. And actually, we may just need feet, legs, because I'm trying to think of the way we're gonna set up the equipment system. So the way Elden Ring has their equipment system is it's torso, legs. You don't have control over the feet. but you do have control over the arms, so we may just need torso, legs, torso and legs for now, and then we'll make a new one for the arms once we do that in Blender. So we're just gonna grab the legs and torso. Actually, let me look in construction. We might need the feet for something here. Yeah, we can grab the feet for now, just because of the construction script. So we'll grab all three of them. So torso, legs, and feet. We're gonna highlight all of those, copy them, bring them over to the third-person character. Then we're gonna paste them, and then you want to drag all of these onto the mesh. And then we're going to go over here to the transform on the right side. And we're just going to hit the back arrow on the rotation and location. And then for the boots here, we're just going to, let's go to the feet. And, what if we hit back arrow on that? No. Let's see, where are the boots set? Alright, so for the feet, for some reason it's setting the boots, even though there's no skeletal mesh. I guess a quick way to fix that, just choose something else, and then hit the back arrow, and then the boots will go away. Weird that it did that. So, next thing we're going to do, we're going to hop back into the character over here. We're going to grab the face and all of the grooms. We're going to highlight them all. We're going to right click and copy. We're going to bring this over to the third person character. Then we're going to paste it in. And then we're going to pull this onto the mesh. And normally when you do this, all the grooms will detach. So we'll need to retach them. So we're going to grab all the grooms here. And then we're going to reattach them to the face. And then we're going to click on the face. And we're going to go over here to the transform. We're going to hit the back arrow on the rotation and location. It'll go back to its proper position, like that. Compile and save. So now that we have all of that set, we need to set up the functions. All of these functions right here, so that we could set up our construction script. So that's what we're going to do now. For the first part, we're just going to highlight this enable master pose. We're going to copy it. We're going to go over here into a third person character. We're going to add a function. And then we're just going to paste that name in. Then we're going to hop back into the Metahuman. We're going to open this function. And we're just going to copy all of this over. And then we're going to paste it. And we'll hook the branch in. And we need to hook in the these wires here, because if you look here, these are connected to the input, so we need to do that. I think this one first. Let me check. Skeletal mesh, yeah. So you want to make sure that you do this one first, because it gives you skeletal mesh. Whereas if you do this one, let's delete that real quick. If you do this one first, it gives you a skinned mesh. And if you look over here in this input, we need the skeletal mesh one. So we'll hop back in. Also, if you do this one first, you can't even, it won't even let you hook that one in. So just Control Z that. And we're going to make sure to do this one first. And then you'll grab this one in and hook it in. Whoops. Not like that. We're gonna hook it into the same input there. So also, sometimes I have seen this bugged and it gives you skinned mesh asset no matter what. So just if it does do that, you can just come in here and type in skeletal mesh. Pretty sure it's skeletal mesh component, and then you can get an object reference. I think that one's the one you want. So yeah. So now we just need to check, we need to go down to the end where it says body. That won't work for us because our body is not called body, it's called mesh. So we're going to pull in our mesh, and we're just going to replace that right there. And then we can compile and save. So now we need to make the next function, which is the AR face kit setup. So we'll just highlight that, go back into the third person character, create the function, and we're going to paste that name in. We're going to hop back over, we're going to open this up and get all of this stuff highlighted all. And then we're just going to paste it in over here, and we'll connect to the cast into the input there. And we need to make the variables, so we're just going to right click on the variable here, create variable, and we're going to go down here, right click on this variable and create it. And then we're just going to compile and save. Then let's make sure there's no inputs. So yeah, you want to make sure there aren't any wires going into this input, so we're going to be sure to check that on all of them. So next one, in your survival, or in your, Metahuman, we're going to get the live retarget set up. We're going to get that name, copy it. Then we're going to create a function on our player character, and we're going to paste that name in. Then we're going to hop back over, and we're going to open this function, and we're going to highlight all of this, copy. Then we're going to go back over and open that live retarget up, and then we're going to paste this in. And then we want to hook this into the input. Just make sure there are no wires going into this input. Looks like we're good. So let's just hop back over, and we need to make all the variables. Like I said, body doesn't work for us because it's not the same name. We're going to pull in our mesh. We'll plug that into there, and then we'll plug this into that wire, and we'll just get rid of the body. And we need to create the variables, so let's create that variable. And we need to create this variable. Let's create it. And then we're going to create this variable. And same for down here. We need to replace all the bodies right here. So we'll just pull this in, pull our mesh in. We'll just copy that and replace all of these bodies down here. So get rid of that. Paste. And we'll get rid of that and paste in our body or our mesh. And that should be good. Let's just compile. Alright, so now we need to do the next one, so we'll hop back into our Metahuman, and we're going to grab live link setup, copy the name here, hop back into the third person character, make the function, paste the name in there, and then we're going to hop back over here and copy all of this right here, go back into the third person character, and we'll paste all of this in, we'll hook it in. And we need to hook all the wires into this right here. So we're going to start with this one right here and hook it in. Then we're just going to hop back over and copy the name of it, which is skeletal mesh. And then we'll hop back into the player and paste that name. And then we need to hook this wire in. And we're just going to hop back over, copy the name of it, subject name right here. Copy it, hop back over, paste the name in. Then we need to hook this one in, so just pull it in. And we're going to hop back over and grab that name, retarget asset, and we're going to paste it in. And now we need the condition, so we're just going to hook that up. And we're going to hop back over. Grab that name, use live link, and we will paste that in. So that should be good. Let's make sure we don't have any variables. Yeah, it looks like we're good, so we'll compile. And save. So now we need to get the hair LOD set up. So we're going to copy that name. We're going to bring it over, add that function, paste that name in, and we're going to hop back over here, We're gonna open that function up and copy all of this and hop back over and paste it all in over here, and we'll hook it up. Make sure there are no inputs over here. Looks like we're good. Make sure there are no variables. Looks like we're good, so we'll compile and save, and we're gonna hop back over, and I think this is the last one. Set update animation in editor, so we'll copy that name and we'll hop back over, add the function, paste it in, and we'll open it up. Hop back over here, we'll open the function up, grab all of this, and we're gonna copy it, and we're gonna paste it in here, and we'll plug it in. Then right here on the root, we need to create variable, and I think that's the only one, and we need to plug this condition into the input, and let's just pull this back a little bit like that. We need to go grab that name is enabled, so we're gonna grab that name, hop back into the player character, paste that name in, and now we can compile and save. And let me just move this guy over a little bit. We're gonna close down a bunch of this, we don't need it anymore. And we're gonna go into the construction script right here, and we're gonna hop over into the Metahuman. We're gonna go into that construction script. You can also go into it over here. We're gonna copy all of this. Copy all of this over, Control C, hop back over to the player character, paste it in, and for some reason it did that, so all we need to do is just hook this into the target right there, get rid of that. Same, get rid of that, hook it into the target, get rid of that, hook it into the target. And the way I'm getting rid of that was if you alt click and click on it, it'll just disconnect the wire. So that should be good, and we need to make this variable right here. So right click, create variable. We need to replace the body down here at the end with our mesh, and we'll plug that in and get rid of the body. And I think we're good, so let's just compile and save. I'm gonna go into the viewport, look at it, looks like it's good. Alright, so now we need to hop over into the event graph, and we're gonna right here on begin play, we're gonna pull all of this up, because if you look on the Metahuman and you look on that event graph, they have the hair LOD set up on the begin play, so we're gonna do that as well. So we're gonna pull our begin play back. We're gonna press S on the keyboard and click to get a sequence node. We'll put that right there, hook the 0 into all of this. Then off the 1, we're gonna get our hair LOD set up and hook that in, and then compile and save. Let's give it a test real quick. Alright, looks like we're in, and the legs don't work, so we're gonna make our own animation blueprint to deal with the legs. So let's just close some of this down. We're gonna go into the third person right here. We're gonna go in let's go into blueprints, or let's go yeah, we'll go into blueprints. We'll make a new folder in here called animations, and we'll open that up, and we'll just do a save. So what we're gonna do in here is we're gonna make animation blueprints. We're gonna right click, go to animation blueprint, and we need to find the Metahuman base skeleton. So choose the Metahuman base skeleton, and we're gonna create. We're gonna call this Metahuman _ ABP, and we'll open that guy up, and we're gonna go into the event graph first. And all we're gonna do in the event graph, let's just delete that. We're gonna hop over here into the third person character. We're gonna go to the mesh, and over here where it says anim class. We're just gonna hit the magnifying glass. Then we're gonna open the ABP Manny, and we're just gonna copy all of this from here. So Control C, then we're gonna go over here and Control V, and we need to make all the variables. So we're gonna right click, create the character variable, movement component variable. We'll create that. The velocity, we will create the ground speed. We will create the should move. We're gonna create that, and is falling. We're gonna create that. So now we're gonna compile and save. And in the anim graph, we're gonna make a state machine. So you can go to your anim graph over here on the left if the tab isn't over there. There's a little tab over here that says anim graph. We're gonna right click. We're gonna make a state machine. And we're gonna call this locomotion. And off of here, we're gonna get slots. Default slot. I'm gonna grab that, and we're gonna plug this in like that. And we're gonna hop into our locomotion. So we need to retarget the animations from the third-person character. So we're gonna go over here to the third-person character, go to the mesh, go to the anim class, hit the magnifying glass, and we're gonna go into the Manny animations here. And we're gonna get all of these animation sequences. We're gonna highlight them all. And actually, we need to make an IK rig and retargeter first. Actually, for so we're gonna go into our character, the character folder here. Go to the mannequins. We're gonna go to the rigs folder. And there's an IK rig right here. We're just gonna grab that. And bring it into our metahumans folder. Drag over there, and then we're gonna copy. We're gonna copy it. So we're gonna hop over there, open it up, and over here where it says preview skeletal mesh asset, we want to choose the same skeleton that we're using. So we're gonna use the M_medium narrow body preview. We'll grab that one, and we'll just do a save. Now we need to make a retargeter to put the rig to use. So right here in the same folder, we're just gonna right click. We're gonna go up to animation, IK rig, IK retargeter, and we're gonna call this Metahuman _RTG. And we're gonna open this up. So we need to choose where we're copying animations from. So we're gonna get animations from the metahuman, or from the mannequin. And we're gonna copy those to the metahuman. So we just need to find game characters, mannequin rigs right here, IK mannequin. You can check the path; it'll say the path of where it's coming from. See, like this one says game metahumans common. We're gonna choose games characters mannequins rigs. So we'll grab that one, and then we'll choose our metahuman. Rig. Ooh, actually, before we do this, we should rename that IK rig, just so we know. So let's just delete that retargeter, just so we know where we're copying from. So this IK rig, we're gonna rename this to Metahuman _IK rig. That way we don't get confused. So open it up, everything should be the same. So now we're just gonna recreate that retargeter. So go up to animation, go down to IK rig, IK retargeter. We're gonna name this Metahuman _RTG. Then we're gonna open that bad boy up, and like I said, we're gonna choose where we're copying animations from. So we're gonna choose the game characters mannequins rigs. So this IK mannequin up here, we're gonna copy from that, and we're gonna copy it to our Metahuman IK rig. So we'll choose that. So we can check, make sure everything is working right, you can go over here to the target mesh offset, and you can just move it over. And then down here, you can just choose some animations, double click on it. See the animations are working. Jump animation works. All the animations work. So that should be good to go. So now we're good to retarget. So I did notice I misspelled something in here, so let me just fix that. That's gonna bug the hell out of me. So rename that, fix it. So now we're gonna hop over here to our characters, mannequins, animations, Manny. We're gonna grab all these animation sequences, and we're going to right click, and we're gonna retarget animation asset, and duplicate and retarget animation. And we're gonna go into this, and we're gonna choose our Metahuman _RTG. And then we're gonna change the folder that these animations are gonna go into. So click the change. We go down to third person, blueprints, animations, and we're just gonna choose that, and then we're gonna retarget. So we'll do a save all of that. So now these are set to our Metahuman. These are Metahuman animations now, as you can see. You can open it up and look. So now we're gonna copy the stuff from the Metahuman animation blueprint, or the mannequin animation blueprint. So open that up, go into the anim graph. We're gonna open this locomotion up, and instead of doing it like this, I like to make my own blend space, so that's what we're gonna do. So we'll go into the third person, blueprints, animations, and we're gonna right click here. We're gonna go up to animation, and we're gonna go to, where's it at? We're gonna go down to legacy, and we're gonna make a blend space 1D. And we're gonna choose our Metahuman base skeleton. And we're just gonna call this idle walk run underscore BS for blend space. Then we're gonna open that guy up, and we just need to set our idle walk and run in here. So first we're gonna go over here to where it says horizontal axis. We're gonna take that open, and we're gonna rename the speed. And you want the maximum axis value to be your maximum walk speed. So we may readjust this later, because we're probably going to change our max walk speed later. But for now, if you hop into the third person character and you go down to character movement and you type in max walk speed, the max walk speed is 500. So we're going to hop back into our blend space, and we're just going to set the max walk speed right here to 500. And then we're going to go over here to the search. We're going to find our idle animation. And when you pull this in, if you hold shift, it'll automatically kind of go to the lines that you're closest to. And we're going to bring it down here to the end. And then we're going to find our walk. And then we're going to get our walk forward right here. We're going to bring it into the middle right there. We're going to find our run forward, and we're going to set that down here like that. And if you hold control and hover over it, you can see how it blends. You can make it a little smoother if you go down here to the smoothing time, and we'll set this to 0.1. So now let's just close down some of this stuff that we don't need anymore. So now we're gonna hop into our Metahuman ABP, and we're gonna pull off of here. We're gonna add a state called idle walk run, and then we're gonna open that guy up. We're gonna pull in our idle walk run blend space right here, hook that up, and we need to get the speed variable. Oh, did we not? Oh yeah, ground speed right here, and hook that in right there. and we're gonna compile and save, and you can see our metahuman went to their idle state right there. So now we're gonna hop back, and we're gonna hop back again, and we're gonna grab actually let me hop back in there. So in our idle walk run, we're gonna do something. We're gonna add a right click, we're gonna add a blend poses bull, blend poses by bull right here, and in the active value we're gonna see if we're falling, and we're gonna hook the false. If we're not falling, we're just gonna do our idle walk run, and then here we'll hook that up. And if we are falling, we're gonna get our falling animation, fall loop right here, and we'll hook that in like that. I think that needs to be looping. Let me check how it is over here in the main states of the mannequin. Fall loop. Yeah, we want that to be looping, so we will hop back into our Metahuman ABP right here. Click on the fall loop. We're gonna loop animation, compile and save. So now if we hop in and play and we jump, it jumps. Well, hold on, we need to set this animation blueprint to our character. So hop into the third person character. We're gonna go to the mesh right here. We're gonna get rid of that max walk speed right there, and for the anim class we're gonna get our Metahuman ABP, and we will compile. So now we can use those animations. So we'll hop in and play, and if we jump, we get our fall loop like that. So now that's working. Let's see. Let's hop back into our Metahuman ABP. And yeah, I think that's all we're gonna do. We're not gonna set it up to have these two different states, kind of like how it is in the mannequins. We're just gonna set it up like this for now. We may make some changes to it later, but for now that should be good. The animation works. We got our character working. We can run around and jump, and yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this one. Definitely a lot to do. You know, it can be a little confusing, but it's not too bad. So we're gonna call it here for now. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you're new around here, definitely subscribe. If you have any questions, definitely let me know down in the comments section, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.